Kanye West's insecurity has definitely gone and come about full circle here. Everybody's talking about CP3 right now, right? And putting that man through hot water. Man, I'm sitting there wondering as I sit there and watch this situation play out, this is similar to a lot of other situations that have happened prior. Kanye West is dating a woman, had 4 children, and was married to a woman that had a sexual past probably longer than him. She's had flings, is what they call them, which there's no relationship attached, no titles attached to it at all. It's just sex, right? That's all it is, sex. Now, she had a lot of empty sex nights. Quite sure he's very familiar with that. Half of the people that he's friends with in the industry could tell him the same thing. Like, oh yeah, Kim, I had that. Van Jones at CNN was trying to help her get prisoners out of jail. He was helping her with the legal side, and she was attracted to his intelligence and to what she wanted to become, a paralegal, and wanted to go and take a step towards being taken seriously. She's not just a girl that gets naked. Now, Kanye West, he's a very jealous individual. So, just so happens to be 3 o'clock in the morning, he comes home because he never left. He had promised he was going back to Wyoming and he was going to be gone for X amount of days. Kanye West never left the state. He never got on a plane. He never went to Wyoming. He pretended to go to the airport, staged it, had the family drop him off at the airport and with him when they dropped him off, where he went into the airport, then called a cab or a car or whatever, and turned around, turned his phone off, and actually got another phone so he could sneak back and watch what Kim was doing that day. This is how weird Kanye is with his activities. He decided that he was going to creep around and find out what she was up to. And all he found out was that she was at home, did nothing. And his big plan, he came home at 3 in the morning to start an argument because she did one thing different than what she planned on doing that day. And the fact that, oh, she was on the phone with Van Lathan. What you and Van was talking about. Why are you talking to you this late? Why is he leaving messages like this? You got to cut that off. Let him know he talking to you like he's single. I'm going to address him. And she wasn't having it. So because of Kanye's craziness, Van put up, you know, barriers of distance. But Kim was like, no, you could text me. There's no problem. You can text me. And she's telling Kanye, like, you're crazy. He's not hitting on me. This man goes on dates or he has his girlfriend, whatever they going through, that's that. And he was like, why is he asking you about my well-being? He can speak to me. He was just asking, man, I know he's under a lot of stress. Is he doing all right? He just asked how you was doing, brother. But he's like, hey, he can ask me. But it's the same thing. You could ask what's going on. But this is what happened when you know what you've married. You married a girl that could possibly do something like that. And if you feel your wife would do that to you, then you married wrong. If you feel that your wife could easily sneak off and you got to try to make sure she don't sneak off and sleep with somebody, then you married the wrong person. You with the wrong person. Because the first part of marriage is trust. And if you don't trust her, then what the hell you doing married to her? You gave her part ownership in Yeezy. It was like, thanks, nerd. Thanks for working your whole life, building up some wealth, so you can give it away. They didn't even have to take it. You just gave it away. Stupidity. Just because someone's a genius at one thing, don't mean they're geniuses in everything. So, that was a sad situation to see, but it happened. Money gone. Now, don't everybody applaud at once. But Carcino was right. Yet again. Yep. In fact, I was so right. Right as rain. I did not even bat an eye when he literally went after CP3, who he's probably mad at or jealous, saying he caught her talking to CP3. This the same crazy man who said he caught her with Meek Mill. Believe me. This is another Kanye West hallucination. The Chris Paul situation is probably the only thing that got teeth. But Meek Mill and Van Jones, nah. Mm-mm. Y'all ain't gonna fly. No. Your boy Ye, he been getting away doing this stuff for a long time. So, it's just a matter of time before somebody calls somebody's bluff. You keep causing these disasters, and you keep knocking on these doors, somebody gonna answer you. And they ain't gonna be the person you think. think the same, right? Nope. Everybody thinks different. But the results seem to be the same, right? You see what he did to old Pete Davidson. Why? Because he knew he could defeat him. He couldn't do that to Van Jones. He can't mess with CP3. You ain't gonna intimidate Chris Paul because he got money and power. So all you can do is light a little S-bomb and run off. And he ain't got none of that smoke he had for Steve. Right? All of a sudden he lose that Magilla Gorilla. I'm on your property. I'm pulling up. He don't play those games with CP3. See, people know who they can play those games with and who they can't. When they learn they can't play these games, people start to fall by the wayside. When they realize they can't play certain games, people start to get real nervous. They start to get real jumpy. And then they start doing stupid stuff like, you tell so-and-so. No, why don't you tell so-and-so? Man up. Yay. You do it. Well, Van Jones is not the type of guy she would marry. You know, Van Jones is more news, not really news, more total left-wing propaganda machine. That's who she's been hanging around lately in the entertainment circle. She just wants to be taken seriously, and it's like, babe, you can't be taken serious when you got a sex tape out here. Then you butt naked every time, somebody turn around. You got your butt out and your boobs out. I mean, when your kids get older, they're going to Google mommy. And they're going to see some very interesting things. I mean, you can't really blame people for how society moves. But all this celebrity news and gossip that means nothing. There's other guys in the scenarios that he know about. He ain't say nothing about them. Oh, I know. That's the way the cookie crumbles, man. Kanye West, and thank you guys, man, for the cash apps. My cash app is in the banner you see below, and we got some cash app questions. So let's get to a couple here. And I got another ESPN alert. No, these are just statements saying what's up, supporting the channel. But it is a cash out question on here. You were right about the Detroit Lions. There you are. The Detroit Lions are playing better, and I'm glad they're playing up to their potential. The whole team has been hurt. Um, your question was a little broken up because Cash App don't give you that much time to really leave a long question. But I see what you're saying, and yes, definitely the Detroit Lions are a better team. Defensively, they need to get better. Offensively, they have a lot of weapons. It's just that guys were injured early in the season, and they still competing. That's the thing that's different from this team and others. You know, other teams just shut it down. This team is actually competing. And they've been in a lot of games, you know. It's just that they had some games where they just scored 0 points, and it's like, that don't even make sense. In today's game, you have 0 points? Madness. See, though, have you been watching World Cup? What do you think about the United States losing to the Netherlands? Well, they were going to lose to the Netherlands. The United States, they've been getting carried all the way up here, so it is what it is, right? Oh, thanks for the large cash app. Chicago Bears or Packers? So, you know, well, but I'm a root for the Bears because that's just all I got left. You know, like it's the last go round with with the Bears, man. It's the last time I could root for them this season. No, it's a lot of situations that are not the same. Mm-mm. Oh, thank you, sir. He says he likes One Crack News more than Carcino for Life, but he's showing love for both channels. Thanks for the cash app. One more. We'll do one more, and then we'll shut it down. I think you need to revisit the Jerry Jones situation and point out how Dak Prescott is just a house Negro. I need to revisit the Jerry Jones situation. I don't think I need to revisit it. I appreciate the cash app though. And what makes Dak Prescott a house Negro? Um, I never looked at Dak and thought he was that. I mean, he seemed just like anybody else to me. I don't know what would make him, in your eyes, to be a house Negro. Very interesting selection of words. Um, yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave 4 videos in the corner. You can choose one of those. The Patreon is up and running, and we are wheels up, giving y'all time to read everything and watch everything on there before we start updating again, because we hit people so hard in the first 2, 3 days of the month that people is going stuff going by people ain't even seen. And it's like, is that Beyonce naked? I was, man, it's been wild this whole month. I finally got the Beyonce video approved. So it's one of those days, man. So anyway, I'm out. Love, peace, and hair grease.